Okay, I've got a fresh video out here on Neace, and this one is actually one of the craziest ones yet, so make sure to stick around for it. I'm going to be exposing some crazy contradictions Neace has made recently, some crazy clout chasing, some crazy just things he is saying, and arrogance, but first off, I'm going to get into a contradiction right off the bat, because that's always a good one to get into. So Neace made us a new video on his Twitter called Fresh Out of the Cope Oven, and so he's reading a Reddit post that says this thing.
Rank continues to mean very little.
So that's what this Reddit post here says, okay? And again, keep in mind, I'm going to go to another post that Neace made in the past. So I'm not saying I disagree with what Neace is saying about this Reddit post here, or that this is cope. But let's get into what Neace says after, and what Neace said about rank after this, and you'll see why it's cope.
Oh, that's a new one! This is a
that's
fresh
a new
cope.
one.
Fresh
It's not a fresh cope, and I'll show you why.
out of the cope microwave, fresh out the cope oven. Rank continues to mean very little. Wow. Oh, I love it. It's so creative. It's fresh. He's from Os. I didn't know about that. What's that shit that they eat in Os? This dude's got that.
Okay, so he just continues to go on to insult this guy. That's pretty much all he says in here, that it's cope to say that rank doesn't mean very much, which I think it is a little bit, right? But let's look at this video Neace made here just under a month ago. Does rank mean anything nowadays? Does this sound like cope to you? Neace called the other video cope, so this one has to be cope, surely. But let's listen to this one.
We again never know what anybody's fucking rank means. We never know.
Yep.
Are they on a Riot account?
So he says here that this guy's saying that rank doesn't mean very much. That is completely cope. But then Neace is saying this. This is crazy.
Did they duo? You know, do they dodge a lot? You see where I'm going with this? It's always some gimmicky shit that isn't just like, was their account? Was their account high MMR last season?
And so here he is continuing to say that rank doesn't mean anything, including by saying things like dodging, which he does utilize a lot more than most players to try and climb. And it's pretty crazy that he said rank doesn't mean anything under a month ago, and now he's saying that when someone makes an anti-Neace comment saying that rank doesn't mean very much, it's completely cope, and it means nothing. And that's just the first thing I want to get into here, to show the kind of stuff Neace is doing, okay? He's just saying crazy cope, he's contradicting himself, and he's doing it all for clout, and he's calling out so many different content creators to try and get an ounce of clout, trying to peak off of this newfound, very slight success. It's not even like Masters is a massive accomplishment. A lot of people knew that Neace would probably get eventually the Masters, because it's like, it's not even that impressive anymore. It's like top 7,000, sure it's a tough server, but when you're playing there non-stop for 6 months, thousands of games, eventually you're gonna hit it, and you know, he did that. All props off to him, I guess, for that. But you know, he just can't be saying all of this stuff, and he's been clout chasing so much. Okay, and then after this video here, you can see some crazy stuff from Neace. He's having like a manic episode. He says, "Ha ha ha! You all flamed me with your little shit takes for months and didn't defend while people lied and said I was never a challenger player." Okay, Neace only hit challenger while being duo boosted LAN by a high elo player, and that's just a fact, okay? He never hit it NA, that's literally proven. I'm not going to get into this all, but he literally has made tweets saying he hasn't hit Challenger in like Season 7, and then Season 9 was obviously faked, and it's just all faked, okay? When it comes to NA Challenger. He did hit Challenger in LAN, okay? That is legitimate. But that's literally all he hit. So people saying he was never a Challenger player, I want to say they're pretty much accurate, because LAN, while you're duoing, back then especially, but I mean anytime LAN Challenger, it doesn't count, okay? It literally doesn't count, like, at all. It's like Diamond NA. And he's just going off and saying stuff. He's calling people rodents and trying to clout chase here, as you can see, mentioning everyone he can. This little rodent posted a whole vid roasting my paying clients for no reason. New players are learning. Imagine mocking people. And obviously, this is just Neace, like, clout chasing again, calling people out. Why is he calling them out now? It's just crazy. And he's just insulting people, saying just insane stuff here. And he's calling everyone bullies when Neace is harassing people. But if you want to look at the Neace clout chasing a little bit more, here you can see him talking about LS here.
Link me that.
And this is just pretty much the version of his YouTube video on LS put on Twitter, a part of it. And he's pretty much just saying that LS exposed by Neace. Oh my god. What it just turns out that LS sometimes duos, because LS likes to play for fun and maybe play with other people, and he doesn't want trick. He plays so many different champions, and he's still like higher than Neace was for pretty much all his climb, with a higher win rate than Neace is on his other account. So I wouldn't be insulting LS for no reason. Neace, he's a far more successful analyst and coach than you ever will be, and he doesn't lie about credentials. But let's also get into this video that I believe Neace posted or had made himself, called Hitler Reaction on Neace Reaching Masters. So it's just an edit here, talking about Hitler. It's pretty much just like Hitler, in like, obviously World War II would be, I guess, Neace and how his climb is doing. Again, like, how Neace's climb is doing is not really the main factor with how bad of a person Neace is, but, he goes on to just pretty much say some stuff, and then it's like, oh, Hitler's losing the war, when it turns out that Neace hit Masters. That's like when the Soviets are actually like beating him. I guess that was what it would be equivalent to. And this is just some crazy stuff, kind of comparing his haters to Hitler very directly. Okay, I mean, it's kind of funny, but he's just clearly comparing his followers to Hitler. And I do actually believe that there's a very high chance that Neace posted this himself, by the way. So this is the channel that posted it. They have one video. They're fairly recent. They only have literally this one video. And I'm pretty sure it's Neace that made this video, or someone he paid. Like, again, it has like hashtag too easy and stuff like that. Like, I would actually bet it is Neace that made this video. Again, I can't confirm that, and it doesn't even matter, but I would bet he either commissioned for it to be made or made it himself. I mean, it got like no views when he posted it on his Twitter, so how would he even find it? He'd have to be like searching up Neace Hitler in his browser to find it, probably, which in itself brings some alarming concerns to the front. But yeah, it's just crazy stuff. And then here he is, obviously insulting other regions here because, yeah, it's just massive ego, just because he hit a decent rank after so long climbing and so long being stuck, because he started to capitalize on it and generate a stir. He says, just a reminder, there's never been any respectable player that said flying to NA/EU West to bootcamp. There actually are a lot of opportunities to learn in NA and EU West. Obviously, Korea is the hardest, and one of the most well-respected regions, but come on, Neace, it's not like... Especially below Masters, which Neace has played pretty much every single game below Masters, right? It's not much harder, okay? It's not that much harder. And there's pretty much proof of this, or people that have played in Korea. I've never played in Korea, so I can't say this myself. I'm going off of other people saying this. But again, it's not that much harder until you get to like actually Challenger necessarily. And it's just crazy. And it's pretty much just trying to generate a stir here. And then he's obviously calling out CookieLOL here, saying that CookieLOL is an addict of this game and he has so many accounts. But the thing is, CookieLOL has been playing for years on this server. You've been only playing for like half a year on Korea, and you already have 2 accounts. And CookieLOL is a much, much higher player, ELO player than you are, Neace. I don't know why you're insulting him. He's also a good coach with much, much cheaper coaching that I would recommend far beyond Neace's coaching. And then he goes out to insult I Will Dominate in LS again because he loves to clout chase, okay? And, like, again, this is just all on his Twitter feed recently. I'm literally going through his Twitter feed here, and you can see another example of clout chasing and insulting other people. He's talking about them having bad gameplay, and saying that I Will Dominate and LS have really bad gameplay. He's just saying insane stuff since I outrank them all, and rank was a big deal to them before, you know? Okay, none of them are actually trying to climb Neace, first off. Second off, they probably could outclimb you. I mean, like, I Will Dominate, he's played pro, right? Like, he's better than you are, Neace. I don't think there's much dispute about that. LS probably could outclimb you if you were to really try. Like, it's just insane clout chasing because he knows that these people all have big audiences who will get mad when he says this. Like, look at these, how much likes this has compared to how much likes this. It's a little bit more, okay? It's just more clout for him, more clout for Neace. He loves clout, even if he's the bad guy. And again, this is why no one likes Neace. He's just a very hateable person when he is willing to get clout at any stake, even if it makes himself look really bad. And then he claims that I Will Dominate has an ult, which is funny again, because of how many ults Neace has been exposed for. Literally, like, tens of ults accounts on, like, Reddit, on Twitter, everything. Again, I honestly would bet that there's a decent chance this isn't Neace ult. Again, how would Neace even find this video? It has, like, no views. I mean, I guess it's possible it's not a Neace ult, or maybe he just asked someone to make it. Maybe he didn't even, okay? It doesn't even matter. But it's still funny for him to say, I Will Dominate ult. Again, clout chasing ult. I mean, clout chasing, I Will Dominate. And he says that I Will Dominate's boosted again, trying to make allegations against other people. Like, Neace, I Will Dominate being boosted is not something that people, like, really believe as much as you being a fraud when it comes to Challenger. Like, that's pretty much empirically proven. As far as I Will Dominate being boosted and or buying accounts, I've heard some stuff about that. I don't know too much about it, but I don't think it's as concrete evidence as Neace, you know, photoshopping his Challenger and only hitting it when he was duoing. So Neace, you only hit Challenger in the easiest region probably on Earth, while duoing. So I wouldn't be saying anything like that. It's just insane. He's obviously calling out Tarzan here, calling out everyone he can. He's saying, "I love to read the cope." On his YouTube, he's made some videos saying, "I get to gloat now." He's pretty much just insulting everyone he can on Reddit, gloating as much as he can. Obviously, you can gloat a little bit, but Neace is just saying, calling out people in such a hypocritical way. Like again, he's insulting people for rank when he was literally platinum for the past 6 months, Neace. And he's calling out people that don't even try to grind deck. Neace was trying to grind for 6 months. He was literally trying, okay? And he was 46% win rate plat. Like, just because you have one success, Neace, doesn't mean you can just try to kick down on people and insult other people who aren't taking it seriously. Like, it's not like Masters is Challenger yet. It's not like you're an insane player. It's not even like it matters, Neace. It literally does not matter, okay? Because you're still a horrible person, because your coaching is still bad, because you still scam people, you lie about your credentials, you lie pathologically, you're a clout chaser. And look, he calls out people every video he can. Look, he calls out Midbeast, he calls out Tyler1, he calls out LS. Like, you guys say I like to, like, cow farm Neace by having in my video titles. Look at Neace, he's trying to get way more views, and he is getting more views when he calls out people. Like, look, these 2 videos, they got less views than the ones where he calls out famous people, because he needs to clout chase. He loves to clout chase, and that's just what he loves to do here. And obviously here he is praising Midbeast for making a video that is positive on him, because he loves to have any positive attention and call it out as much as he can. Even though Midbeast literally, I think, made 3 videos on how bad Neace was doing. Like, Neace, if you have 3 videos on your failure and only 1 on your success, that proves that something went wrong for a lot longer than it went well. Obviously, you know, you're improving and there can be improvement, but like, the arrogance you have around your climb after playing the way you did for so long, it's a little bit crazy to me. And again, it's just really clout chasing. It's contradictory. Like, again, like him saying that it's cope to say ranks doesn't matter, which I think it could be. Definitely cope to say that. But then having a literal video saying, does ranked mean anything nowadays? And literally saying that ranked doesn't mean anything. And he has so many views like that, and videos like that. He literally, all of his videos back then were like, oh, pros only get high elo because of riot accounts. That's what this video is, for example. He's literally the epitome of coping. And then he says that it's cope, what other people are saying. Like, the hypocrisy on this man, but that's going to do it. I just wanted to call out Neace for some of the stuff he's been saying. He's clearly trying to capitalize on what he sees a good opportunity to grow his brand, make everyone, cause a big stir so everyone sees him as a Masters player and as a high elo player. And even if he drops out now, everyone will be like, oh yeah, Neace made such a big ruckus here, you know, he's such a good player. And again, even if Neace hits Challenger, like, nothing's going to change what a horrible person he is, that he can only hit it one trick, and he offers coaching for every single lane too. Like, this is just some crazy stuff from Neace. Yeah, but that's going to be it for the video. Hope you all enjoyed.